How's it going everyone? I'm Zfiles and today I'm going to be comparing the Velonasaur with the tech turret in another episode of Creature Comparison. We'll be comparing their damage per projectile, damage speed, attack range, health and resistance, target options, cost, ammo, and then power requirements. First we'll have damage per projectile. So for the Velonasaur, when you're riding them, the amount of damage they do depends on how much you leveled up their melee damage. But in turret mode, no matter how good they are, how much you pump their melee damage, they're all gonna do 20 damage each projectile. Next for the tech turret, this is in the version, ARK version 291.1. So in this version, the turret does 450 damage per projectile, so this thing does so much damage. And it also does 360 damage with its explosive, so if there are things like around it, it would do 360 damage to them as splash damage, and the splash damage, explosive damage, does 25% less damage than the normal 450 damage. Next we have speed. So the Velonasaur shoots 10 quills per second, so they shoot super fast as you can see, and this means they do 200 damage per second. Now for the tech turret, it shoots 2.86 rounds per second, and that's quite a lot since it does 450 damage per projectile, so that means it does 1287 damage per second, but since it shoots projectiles, it takes a little while for the projectile to reach its target. So for the Velonasaur, their damage, their bullet speed is faster, and they also attack faster, but the tech turret does a lot more damage. Next you have attack range. So the Velonasaur, when you're riding them, they can shoot from 23 foundations away, but when they're in turret mode, they can only shoot from 17 foundations away. And for the tech turret, they actually have 3 options of range. So they have low, which is about 6 foundations, medium, which is about 13 foundations, and high is about 20 foundations. Next we have health plus resistance. So this is how easily they resist damage and how much HP they have. So Velonasaurs, at level 1 they have 440 health, and when you level them up, I just have a level 225 Velonasaur, they have around 3100 health, and if you have like a super bred Velonasaur, you can have around 11,000 health. So they have pretty good HP, and they also have saddles. So if you get like an ascendant saddle, you could have them to have 100 armor or something. They can also be mate boosted if you have a male Velonasaur and a female Velonasaur, and also if you imprint them, they can get the imprinting buff. Now for the tech turret. The tech turret only has 3000 HP, but it resists damage from most of the creatures from ARK, and they take a little bit less damage from explosives compared to the auto turret. So overall I'd say the Velonasaur has more health and is more resistant, but there's not really any creatures in ARK that can damage the tech turret. There's only very few creatures. Now we have target options. The Velonasaur doesn't really have any working target options, but for the tech turret, it has tons of options. So the first thing you can do is you can select maximum creature target level and a minimum creature target level. So if you want to kill only low levels, then you can make it do that. If you want to kill only high levels, you can also make it do that. And it also has the ability to include or exclude certain creatures, so you can do that in this option here. And you also have the 6 main options. This is on most turrets, so you can have all targets, only survivors or tame creatures, only survivors, only wild creatures, only survivors and mounted creatures, or only tamed creatures. And they also have warning, so you can have no warning to the enemy before they can escape before being shot at, 2-second warning, and 4-second warning. Next we have cost. So this is how hard it is to get the Velonasaur and how hard it is to get the tech turret. So for the Velonasaur, a lot easier to get than the tech turret, because all you need is really just a Carno to tank all the hits, or something like a Carno that has a decent amount of health, and then you just knock it out, and once you knock it out you just give it meat. And once you tame it, you can make the saddle at level 27, so you can ride them super quick, really low level, and all you need is 150 keratin or chitin, 185 fiber, and 350 hide. For the tech turret, The tech turret is super hard to get, and it's learnt from killing the alpha broodmother, so that makes it even harder to get. It costs 50 cementing paste, 100 electronics, 3 element, 100 metal ingots, and 50 polymer, and it can only be made in the tech replicator, which is also really hard to make. So the tech turret is super end game, but the Velonasaur you can get pretty early game. Now we have power requirements and ammo. So first, for the Velonasaur, what we really need for them is meat, so that when they get hungry they won't starve to death. So they just need meat to eat. And then for stamina, you should pump stamina quite a lot, but you don't need to pump it like that much when they're in turret mode, so that's when you're like not riding them. But if you're riding them, then you definitely need to pump a lot of stamina. And now for the tech turret, for the power requirements, you need a tech generator, and for the tech generator to be working, it uses element as fuel, so you'll need quite a lot of element. And also you'll need element shards for the ammo. It takes up 1 shard each shot it shoots. Overall, I'd say the tech turret is for only super endgame, and you can get the Velonasaur pretty early on. And once you can get the tech turret, even if it's super hard to make and everything, it does do 1287 DPS, so it does a lot more damage than the Velonasaur. But the Velonasaurs are so easy to get that you may as well have them around your base as well. And if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribing and liking lets me out. And if you want to see the Velonasaur being compared with the auto turret, heavy turret, or plant species turret, click the link in the top right corner, and I'll see you guys in the next one.